Nickname? Pai. Okay, we have a special guest, Pai, today, sitting at a Bhagavatam class. How old are you? 6 years old. Okay, very good. You like to listen Bhagavatam? Yes, that's very good. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Vasudevaya. Prabhu, can you bring the board, please? Hare Krishna. So we are reading from the 6th canto of the Srimad Bhagavatam, chapter 11. And the chapter's title is The Transcendental Qualities of Vritrasura. Vritrasura, who is Vritrasura? Do you know, Pai? No. Prabhu?
Oh, I speak bad English.
Bad English, okay. Vritrasura is a demon. Do you need translation then, or you can follow?
No, it's okay.
It's okay, you understand. So Vritrasura is a demon, and he was born out of a sacrifice. And it happened that Indra once organized a sacrifice, and his main priest, Vishvarupa, he did the sacrifice, but he was also favorable to the demons. So he gave a little bit of the fruit from the sacrifice, he gave also to the demons. And that Indra didn't like. So Indra became angry and killed his main priest, his head priest. When his father of Vishvarupa heard this, he naturally wanted to revenge his son. So he performed a sacrifice to kill Indra. But he was not very expert in chanting the mantras. So he chanted the mantras wrongly, and the demon appeared in the sacrifice, out of the sacrifice. Huge demon. And his name is Vritrasura. So when the demigods saw this, they became so afraid. They start trembling. They went, where did they went? They went to take shelter of the Supreme Lord. So they came to the Lord and asked, please help us. The demon, Vritrasura, is so huge and we are so afraid. So the Lord said, no problem. I will give you advice. Go to the sage Dadichi and beg his bones. Beg the bones of his body, and by these bones make a weapon that Indra will use and be able to kill the demon. So the demigods approach Dadichi and explain him that the Lord said, please give up your life and give the bones to us of your body so we can prepare a weapon. So Dadichi, first of all, started to joke a bit with the demigods and said, no, I don't give up my body. I don't give the bones of my body to you. But then after some time he understood the significance of the situation and the importance of the instruction which the Lord gave to the demigods. So he understood, okay, I will do this. I will give up my life for the sake of helping the demigods. So he voluntarily gave up his life. The demigods took the bones of his body and prepared a thunderbolt weapon for Indra. And then the big fight started between the demons and the demigods. And because the demigods were naturally taking shelter of the Lord, they were so effulgent, they were so strong that the demons became afraid when they saw them. They became afraid and they started to flee away from the battlefield. They left their master Vritrasura alone on the battlefield. And Vritrasura, when he saw that his army is fleeing back, he just smiled, but sarcastically smiled, and started to instruct the warriors, the demons. He told them, where are you going? You don't know the importance of fighting. You don't know that if you die on battlefield, you will go to the heavenly planets. But if you win the battle, you will enjoy earthly kingdom. You will enjoy all material opulences. But the demons, they were so afraid. So they could not listen to Vritrasura. That demigods took an advantage and started to hit more on the demons and fight against them strongly. They attacked them from the back and kicked them away, drive them away, scatter them here and there. But that Vritrasura didn't like, and he condemned the demigods. How can you attack from the back like a coward? I'm standing now in front of you alone. Come attack me. And he became furious like anything, so angry. Imagine such a huge demon. That the demigods became afraid of him. The demigods became afraid. And he said, now I will kill you all. When Indra heard this, he had to jump in. And he came in front of Vritrasura and started battling with him, started fighting with him. But when Vritrasura saw Indra, he was reminded, this Indra, he killed my brother. And he starts to chastise him. He said, how could you do that? You killed your main priest. You killed your spiritual master. You are shameless. You have no good qualities. You're such a bad person. Your glory, where is your glory? You have no glory. And now you are standing in front of me and want to kill me. So come on, kill me. Kill me, yeah. And at that moment, Vritrasura's mind changed a bit. He was not anymore acting as a demon, although he is a demon. But he said to Indra, Indra, now you can kill me. Use your thunderbolt weapon and kill me. I know that thunderbolt weapon is so strong because it has It has the Lord's power behind it. So I know you can kill me with that. So now we are on the battlefield. Please kill me. And then I will go back home, back to Godhead, and you will win. Vitrasura's mind changed. And he started behaving and talking like a devotee. And he is actually a devotee, we know. That he is Chitraketu Maharaj. So he said to Indra that a devotee is so favorable by the Lord, that the Lord so likes him so much that the Lord does not bestow unnecessary opulence on the devotee, because he knows that this will hamper the devotee's devotional service. This will cause him only anxiety, fear not to lose the opulence. It will cause him stress to maintain. So now I desire to give up all of it. I desire to give up that, and I desire to become servant of a servant of the Lord's devotee, and be engaged in a constant service of the Lord, chanting His glories and being engaged in His service. That I desire. So this is the situation in which we are now in the Bhagavatam. So Indra is facing Vritrasura, and Vritrasura is speaking. And this verse, number 25, we will read together, and then I will read the translation. Nana kaprishtam nacha parameshtyam Nana kaprishtam nacha parameshtyam Na sarva bhaumam narasadhipatyam Na sarva bhaumam narasadhipatyam Na yoga siddhira punarbhavam va Na yoga siddhira punarbhavam va Samgya sattva virahaya kangshe Samagya sattva virahaya kangshe Nana kaprishtam nacha parameshtyam Na sarva bhaumam narasadhipatyam Na yoga siddhira punarbhavam va Samagya sattva virahaya kangshe Na kaprishtam nacha parameshtyam Na sarva bhaumam narasadhipatyam Na yoga siddhira punarbhavam va Samagya sattva virahaya kangshe Nanaka prishtam nacha parameshtyam Na sarvabhaumam narasadipamtyam.
Na yoga siddhir apunarbhavam va.
Na yoga siddhira punarbhavam va.
Samanya shatva vira yakankshansi.
Samagya sattva virahaya kangshe. Ladies. Nanaka prishtam na cha parameshtyam. Sarvabhaumam narasadhipatyam. Na yoga siddhira punarbhavam va. Samagya sattva virahaya kangshe. Na, not. Naka Prishtam, the heavenly planets or Dhruva Loka. Na, nor. Cha, also. Parameshtyam, the planet on which Lord Brahma resides. Na, nor. Sarvabhaumam, sovereignty of the whole earthly planetary system. Na, nor. Rasa Adipatyam, sovereignty of the lower planetary systems. Na, nor. Yoga Siddhi, 8 kinds of what? Yoga Siddhi. Yoga Siddhi. Mystic perfections. Mystic yogic power. Apuna Bhavam. Liberation from rebirth in a material world. Va, or Samagyasa, O source of all opportunities. Tva, you. Virahaya, being separated from. Kankshe, I desire. Translation and purport by His Divine Grace, A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada. Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Translation. O my Lord, source of all opportunities, I do not desire to enjoy in Dhruva Loka, the heavenly planets, or the planet where Lord Brahma resides. Nor do I want to be the supreme ruler of all the earthly planets or the lower planetary systems. I do not desire to be master of the powers of mystic yoga, nor do I want liberation if I have to give up your lotus feet. Could you get the idea what is Vritrasura speaking? Shall I read again? So, O my Lord, O source of all opportunities, I do not desire to enjoy in Dhruva Loka, the heavenly planets or the planet where Lord Brahma resides. Nor do I want to be the supreme ruler of all the earthly planets or the lower planetary systems. I do not desire to be the master of the powers of mystic yoga, nor do I want liberation if I have to give up your lotus feet. So Vritrasura is saying, if I have to give up shelter of the Lord's lotus feet, for all these things, residence in the heavenly planet, to become the supreme ruler of all earthly planets, to become the master of mystic yogic powers. He does not want to change the shelter of the lotus feet of the Lord for all this. This is a way how a devotee thinks. Purport. A pure devotee never desires to gain material opportunities by rendering transcendental loving service to the Lord. A pure devotee never desires to gain material opportunities by rendering transcendental loving service to the Lord. A pure devotee desires only to engage in loving service to the Lord in the constant association of the Lord and His eternal associates. As stated in the previous verse, Dasa nudaso bhavitasmi. As confirmed by Narottam Das Thakur, Tandera Charana Sevi, Bhakta Sanevas, Janame Hai, Eya Bilash. To serve the Lord and the servants of His servants in the association of devotees is the only objective of a pure, unalloyed devotee. Namo Vishnu Padaya Krishna Prashtaya Bhutale Swamine Krishna Kshetraya Prabhupada Priyayate. Namo Vishnu Padaya Krishna Prashtaya Bhutale Shrimate Bhaktivedanta Swami Nityanamine. Namaste Saraswate Deve Gauravani Pracharine Nirvishesha Shunyavadi Paschatya Deshatarine Vancha Kalpatarubhyascha Kripa Sindhubhya Evacha Patitanam Pavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo Namo Namaha. Jaya Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Shivas Adi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. So, very wonderful verse and words from Vritrasura, from a demon. In the previous verse, Vritrasura said, "O my Lord, O Supreme Personality of Godhead, will I again be able to be a servant of your eternal servants who find shelter only at your lotus feet? O Lord of my life, may I again become their servant, so that my mind may always think of your transcendental attributes, my words always glorify those attributes, and my body always engage in the loving service of your Lordship." So this is how a pure devotee speaks. And when I read this verse last week, I became very excited. And especially because of the verse which Srila Prabhupada is quoting in the purport to the verse of Narottam Das Thakur, Tandera Charana Sevi, Bhakta Sanevas, Janame Haye Abhilash. So Narottam Das Thakur is singing, may I become a servant of a servant and live in the association of the devotees. That is my desire. So we know that Narottam Das Thakur is an eternal associate of Lord Chaitanya. And Narottam Das Thakur, he was literally called upon by Lord Chaitanya. Towards the end of Lord Chaitanya's pastimes, one day he was performing Sankirtan with his party at the banks of the river Padma. And out of a sudden he starts calling, Narottam, Narottam, and fell down on the floor. So Lord Nityananda came to him and said, my Lord, who is Narottam? We don't know anyone by that name. The Lord said, this is the personality who will come and carry on the Sankirtan movement which we are doing now. Then the Lord sat on the ground and called the Padma river personified, Padmavati. She came and the Lord gave her a golden water pot full with liquid prema, and said to Padmavati, this is for Narottam Das. When Narottam enters your water, please pour over this liquid prema on him. Padmavati said, yes, my Lord, I will do this, but how will I recognize Narottam? There are so many people entering my water daily. How will I be able to find out who Narottam is? Mahaprabhu said, you will know. When he enters your water, then the water will become very wild. It will all flood on the banks. So Narottam was born. The Lord Chaitanya, soon after that, he departed from this planet. And when Narottam was born, he was a baby. The parents, that was a custom, they invited an astrologer to predict the life of and activities of the baby. And they said so many wonderful things, so many beautiful things about Narottam Das Thakur and his life, future life. But they said also to the parents, who were actually king and queen. His father was Krishnananda Datta and his mother was Narayani Devi Dasi. So the astrologer said, I have to tell you one thing because you are the parents of this child. So everything is well, but please keep him away from a big source of water, from a river or something like that, from an ocean. Please keep him away. Because if he enters, he will become mad. So Narottam was growing up as a child. He went to school as 5, and you are 6. How old are you? You said 6? Yes, something like that. Narottam went to school. His ears were pierced, and he starts his education. So he was, like all the associates of Lord Chaitanya, showing very exemplary qualities and being very, very learned. He mastered all the subject matters. But he liked especially one thing. He liked to hear about Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. And he did this every day from one senior old Brahmana, Krishna Das. He was hearing about Mahaprabhu daily. And that was his most favorite thing to do. So when Narottam became a teenager, one day, while he was sleeping, Lord Nityananda appeared to him in a dream. And he said, Narottam, tomorrow you go to the river of Padma, the Padma river, and take your bath there in the Brahma Muhurta, very early in the morning, before the sunrise. At that moment, you will receive pure love for Gauranga Mahaprabhu. So Narottam woke up and he directly went to the river, to the Padma river. He entered the water and the water became mad. wild. And then Padmavati understood, that's Narottam is coming. Narottam came. So she took the water pot, golden water pot, filled with liquid prema, and poured over the teenager Narottam Das. At that moment, Narottam became mad. But he became mad after Gauranga Mahaprabhu. So Gauranga Mahaprabhu bestowed such a mercy on Narottam Das Thakur. But this was not the only case. He was bestowing his mercy upon everyone whom he met. He was meeting so many different groups of people, different Vaishnavas, different impersonalists, Buddhists, tribes, Muslims, ordinary people. And he was blessing all of them, giving them love for Krishna, giving them prema bhakti. He was even meeting the animals in the forest of Jharikanda. So while he was going to Vrindavan, he was going through the forest and making deers, elephants, tigers mad in love for Krishna. He was making them sing and dance together. Not even that, but embrace themselves and kiss themselves. Deers and tigers. And those who went to Jharikanda, they say that even now you can see the footprints of Lord Chaitanya and all the animals together. And it is not only one place. The devotees say it's 2 kilometers you can see the footprints, imprinted in stones. So we can understand that this is the power of pure bhakti, that it can even melt the stones. It can even melt our stone-like hearts. So a pure devotee can change the heart of another person who has stone-like heart. So now the question is, what is with us? What is with our bhakti? Why our bhakti is not so powerful? Why our bhakti cannot change the heart of another person? Why we are struggling to change our hearts also, if bhakti is so powerful? Yeah, bhakti is powerful, but if we are not doing pure bhakti, pure devotional service, then the change of the heart will be very, very slow. So we are performing mixed bhakti. It is mixed with so many different conceptions, our materialistic conceptions. It's not pure, and therefore the result is not as strong, as Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's. So, but we should not just accept this and say, okay, I'm not a pure devotee, and forget about it. I'll not practice anymore, or I'll just do as I'm doing, and maybe Chaitanya Mahaprabhu will one day appear and pour liquid prema over me. That would be wonderful for all of us, and we should aspire for that, for Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's mercy, that he personally comes and touches upon us and we are pure devotees. But from our side, something needs to be done also. From our side, we have to engage ourselves in sadhana bhakti. We have to engage ourselves in abhyasa, in practice. To purify the heart from the anarthas, from unwanted things like lust, anger, greed, envy, and so many things. And this lust, this kama esha, krodha esha, rajoguna samudbhava, mahashano mahapapma, vidyena iham vairinam. It is said in Bhagavad Gita that this lust, which comes out of the contact with the material mode of passion, is a deadly enemy of the whole world. Each and every person has it. And it manifests in most of the population in the grossest type. This is a sex desire. But also it manifests in some subtle manifestation, like a desire for pride, desire for position, desire for wealth, desire for adoration, and so on. So we have to do something about that if we want to become a pure devotees. And Krishna says also in the Bhagavad Gita that the yogi, whatever he does with his mind, body, intelligence, and the senses, he does for the sake of purification. Kayana manasa buddhya kevalayar indriyairapi yogina karma kurvanti sangam tyaktvatma shuddhaye. Tyaktvatma shuddhaye, for the sake of purification. But Krishna also gives us a hint where this lust is situated. He says lust is situated in the mind, in the senses, and in the intelligence. There lust resides. And Krishna then says, if you want to curb this lust, first you have to restrict your senses. You have to control your mind. And how to control the mind? By intelligence which is purified, which is purified intelligence. If the intelligence is polluted, then such a polluted intelligence will influence the mind in a way that the mind will engage the senses in sense gratification, and that's what we don't want. So we have to start from the intelligence. We have to purify the intelligence so that we can control the mind and restrict the senses from the sense objects. That's how Krishna is teaching in the Bhagavad Gita. And that reminds me on the second canto of Srimad Bhagavatam, chapter 2, in which Shukadev Goswami is explaining how to purify the intelligence. And he gives wonderful process of purification of intelligence. It's a process of meditation on the Lord's